Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone. As usual, you guys know the drill. Go ahead and let us know in the chat where you're tuning in from, because we would love to give you a shout out whilst we wait for a few more people to jump on. We've already got over 100 people on the call. So let's go and give people a shout out where they're tuning in from. Let's have a look. All right. We've got, okay, my video is gone. I'm back. We've got Sri Lanka in the house. We've got Jitan from India. We've got Stefan from Thailand, Phuket. I'm jealous. I wish I was in Thailand right now rather than in London, UK, where it's raining, it's cold. We've got Vienna in the house, London, Toronto, Bristol, UK, Brisbane, Australia, Nigeria, Trinidad, Gold Coast of New Zealand, Hamilton, New Zealand again. We've got Trinidad and Tobago, Luxembourg, France, Christchurch, South Africa. We've got South Wales, UK, Ghana, Singapore, Belgium, Zimbabwe, Tunisia. We've got Trinidad again, New Zealand, Croatia in the house. Welcome, Danielle. Philippines, Australia, Nigeria, Algeria, Philippines, Croatia, New Zealand, South Africa, Ontario, Canada, UK, Mallorca in the house. Welcome, Andres. Algeria, Ireland, Malaysia, Mallorca again, Italy, Portugal, Australia. Wow, we've got people from all around the world. There's more coming in. India, South Africa. Wow, we've got people from a bit everywhere. Welcome. We've got 111 people on this call. And today is a quick training session we wanted to do. We normally have a presentation at this time, but given that we've done a presentation a little bit earlier, we thought it's important that we do a quick training. So what I did is yesterday, I sent a message. I picked 10 people randomly, 10 people who's been among the people who's been working and doing really well during the pre-launch. And I said, what would help you? And I was late last night and I didn't see the answers until this morning. I said, what would help you and your team grow faster? What training would be most beneficial to you? And I got quite a few answers. So what I did is, I think I remember some of the answers that were repeated, that some more and more people mentioned about that. So I'm going to cover these topics. But before we even get started, here's what I want to share with you. Any project you do in life, anything you do, there's always got to be a purpose and a path. I hope you've got pen and paper, because there's going to be quite a bit of information that you may need to write. And I'm going to probably have some exercises where I need you to write myself. So there's always a purpose and a path. And very often people get so focused on the path of how to get to where they want to be, they don't even realize they don't know where they want to get to. They don't know. Most people, if we ask the question, what would you want out of any project? And I'm going to keep this training quite generic, because I want it to not just help you in the project that you are on now, but in the future. What is the purpose? What is the why that you're chasing? That is the key thing. And some people will say, I want to make more money. That is not the purpose. That is not the depth of the purpose. Yes, you do want to make more money. Why do you want to make more money? And that's where you start delving deeper and deeper to really find your why. They say, if your why does not make you cry, it's not big enough. If your why does not make you cry, it's not big enough. Some people want to make money for different reasons. I remember a little while ago, I was talking to this lady and we were going for their why. And when I explained that if your why don't make you cry, it's not big enough, she goes, I don't understand. So I said, what is your why? She goes, I want to make $500,000. I go, okay, why do you want to make $500,000? I want to give my family a house. And she started describing the house that has at least 4 bedrooms, that has this, that has that. And I was, why? She goes, because I grew up with, I think it was 6 or 7 brothers and sisters and the parents in a 3-bedroom house. So you see, now we're getting to the real why, the real purpose, because until you don't have your why in front of you, you don't know your why deeply enough yourself, if the purpose doesn't make sense, the path will never be right. If the purpose doesn't make sense, the path will never be right. So it's very, very important that you know the why, you know the purpose. So ask yourself the question, why do you want to be part of this project or any project? Why do you want to make more money? See, the one thing I also know is many people have more memories than they have dreams. And more people have dreams than they have goals. Some of you may be confused. I remember some people ask me, well, what is the difference? Well, here's the difference. A dream is something you wish for, you don't work for. A dream is something you wish for, you don't work for. Who doesn't want a sports car? Everyone wants a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, the Tesla Roadster. There's so many other options that people love. Let me ask you this. Whatever your dream car, whatever your dream house is, do you know the size, the color, the engine size, and the date you're going to achieve it? Most people have come to terms with their dreams. That's why they never turn into goals. Most people say, I would love to one day have a Ferrari. Okay, great. What color? Red. When are you going to get that Ferrari? Oh, I don't know. I don't even know if it's going to happen. They've already given up on their dreams. There's someone right now in the world somewhere in a showroom looking to buy your dream car. If someone else can, why not you? I always ask that question. If someone can, why not me? Because until you don't turn that dream into a goal, here's the difference between a dream and a goal. A goal is a dream with a deadline, with a date. That's part of your purpose. Whatever and I'm using a materialistic example. It's not always that. There's some people who just want to do more charity in the world. There's some people, it's because of health and family health issues. They don't just want, they need to make more money. For some people, it's literally just to be able to have that comfort factor, to be able to stay at home when they want to and spend more time with their family, whatever it may be. What is the deadline on your purpose, on your why? When will you achieve that? That is what turns a dream into a goal. Okay. Now, right now, I'm being your coach. I'm being your motivational Avi. But we're gonna get to the training part in a minute. But I want to make sure that you have the foundation. You have the foundation that is needed, first of all, to make sure that when we go into the training, which is going to be a short training, it gives you value. Okay. I'm just keeping an eye in case anything on the chat. I didn't even ask someone. I'm assuming you guys can hear me, can see me. Yes, you must do, because no one has said anything. Fantastic. Now, where was I? Dreams and goals. If there's a goal, it's something that you've dreamt of. Here's my belief. As a life coach, I can tell you this. If you've ever dared dream of something that you want to achieve, it's because you have everything that you need inside of you to be able to achieve it. Except one thing. Except one thing, and that is the only reason you give up on that dream, you don't turn into a goal, is belief. Belief in yourself. Most people want a Ferrari car, but they don't have the belief that they can achieve it. That is the only difference between you and the person who's purchasing a Ferrari right now. That is the only difference between you and the person that's purchasing your dream house right now. That is the difference between you and the person who's doing more charity right now. So it's very important that you finally make a decision. You make a decision today, right now, whether you're going to turn your dream into a goal, and we're going to set that path. You're going to set the purpose so we can set the path, or you're going to come to terms with it today and say, I will never dream, I will never think of having my dream car, my dream house, or whatever your goal may be. Give up on it, or give up on not believing in yourself. Belief is a navigational system. Your belief is a navigational system to take you to your destination. So if you've got that, then here's what we would like you to do. We would like you to today write your goal. And here's how you're going to write your goal. You know, many people say, I would like to own XYZ by 2025, or I would like to make $1 million by 2025 so that you can go and fulfill your purpose. That's not how to write a goal. So I'm going to teach you how to write a goal today, because you see, I'm talking from the subconscious mind, which is the most powerful. We do 5%. 5% of what we do is with the conscious mind. 95% is from the subconscious mind. I know some of you don't believe me right now. I know that for a fact because I do training, coaching session, and I get people saying, that's not possible. Well, let me ask you this. Me and my son and my daughter, sometimes we play a game. My son will come, whatever I'm doing, he'll go freeze. I have to stop until he says unfreeze. So we're going to play that game quickly. When I say freeze, I want you to freeze exactly where you are right now. So freeze. Don't move. Freeze. Now, I want you to imagine and think your position that you're sitting. Some of you are probably like this. Some of you have got your arms crossed. You know, some of you cross your legs. Let me ask you a question. You can unfreeze, by the way. Did you think and say, I'm going to cross my arm, and then you cross your arm? Did you think saying, I'm going to cross my legs and then cross your legs? You did not, did you? Has it ever occurred to you? You're driving from place A to B. You get to place B and you go, oh, did I go through that part of town? I know I have to go through there, but I don't remember. Or ever gone into an elevator, you're watching the number, the floor, 5, 6, 7, the door open. You need to go to the 10th floor and you walk out and then you realize, oh, that's not my floor. Why? Because your subconscious mind takes over. You do 95% of things subconsciously. And we'll go into more details on that one day, because there's a cycle of how you can learn those habits and implant them in yourself. So you have the good habits implanted into yourself, becoming your subconscious habits. That's not for today. That's not for today. So here's how we're going to write the goals, because we're going to teach you today how you can trick your subconscious mind, so that even if your conscious mind keep thinking, no, that goal is not possible, well, your subconscious mind is who needs to believe it, because that will give you the posture. That will give you the posture of being a millionaire before you make $1 million. And that is what it takes to become a millionaire. There is no millionaires out there that didn't believe they are a millionaire already before getting there. So here's how we write a goal. Let's take an example. This is a hypothetical example, okay? Let's just say you want to make 1 million by the end of 2021, by 31st of December 2021. Example, right? How you write your goal is like this. Today is the 31st of December 2021. And I have made even more than my 1 million target. I repeat that. Today is the 31st of December 2012, and I have made even more than my target of $1 million. We're not going to go into the details breakdown of why, but when you look at that goal, when you think of that goal, when you read that goal, because your goal needs to be written down, otherwise still a dream. A dream written down with a deadline is what becomes a goal. So today, the first thing we ask you to do is make sure you rewrite your goal. Make sure you write it, for those of you who has never written it, right? That now you have a purpose. You have a purpose of why you want to be part of any organization, any project. You have your purpose. You know what purpose, what you're working for. You know your why. Then it's the path. Then it's the path that you have to take that will get you to where you want to be. That's key. Now, On that note, I want to share something with you. Now, I know this is a generic training, but I want to probably I have to mention one thing. What if I say to you, and this may come as a shock to you, but hold on to that shock. It's important because I'm going to explain, I'm going to break it down for you what it means. I have not joined Daisy. Let me say this again. I have not joined Daisy. Some of you may be shocked right now. It's not what you think. It's not what you think. I'll explain. Did you know that a plane consumes more fuel at takeoff, majorly more fuel than takeoff, than when it's cruising? Do you know why? Because if it doesn't put all the effort at takeoff, it never even successfully takes off. The takeoff consumes more fuel, more energy than sometimes the whole rest of the trip. The foundation of a building is the most important part, because if the foundation is strong, you can build story, you can keep building on top of it. You can build up. If the foundation is weak, you can get the best materials, the best engineers, the best builders, but you can't keep building, it's going to collapse. The foundation is the most important part. The takeoff of a plane is the most important part. Why do I share that with you? I mean, I want you to think, why do you think I'm sharing this with you? And I'm saying, I did not join Daisy. Oh, I certainly am part of Daisy. I certainly purchased my tiers, but I did not join Daisy. I launched. You see, you have to learn how to launch a business. No matter what business you ever decide to partake, any project you decide to become part of, you have to launch your business. No one ever became successful by joining anything. You become successful by making an impact. So today, I want to focus on training on how to launch a business, the steps in launching a business. Many people were talking about how XYZ has made X amount of money, but you haven't, and then start talking about spillover or anything like that. It's never about that. Look, compare the work that you did with the work of someone else. You know, the first company that I joined, first ever company that I joined, I was like 26, 27 levels down from the real next leader. And I was on an inside leg of an inside leg of an inside leg. And you guys know my story. For the first 4 months, I had no success, not because of position. Not because of position. It's because of what I did, or in fact, because of what I did not do. I was not coachable. I was not putting in the work. I expected it to be given to me. I expected it to be easy. I expected people to literally come to me and become part of my business. And when I learned the following 4 months, I was able to reach the same rank, at one point even outrank the person who's 26, 27 levels higher than me. How is that? Because we never assess anything based on positional leadership. Positional leadership means nothing. It's who puts in the work, who puts in the effort, who really is launching that business, taking off so that it can cruise later on. You can either have excuses or you can be launching. There's no way. I've never seen anyone successful who says, oh, he's making more than me because he's placed higher than me. That doesn't exist. you have to take ownership of your business. You have to plug into the system. You have to plug your team into the system. That is key. So today, we're going to talk about how to launch your business. We're going to talk the steps involved in launching your business. That is going to be, and for I see many names of people here who's had great success in this industry, you know, and they will vouch for this, that the one thing that works in network marketing or anything that resembles network marketing is duplication. Duplication. Here's the thing. There's good duplication, there's bad duplication, because everything duplicates in our industry. If you are complaining, whining, whinging, guess what your team will do? Exactly the same. If you are not introducing new people, guess what your team will do? Exactly the same. If you don't get on these calls yourself, guess what your team will do? Exactly the same. So the question is, how important is your why to you? That purpose that we spoke about, is it big enough to make you cry? If I ask you the question, if I want you to close your eyes and think of the date by when you want to reach that goal, and imagine that goal doesn't happen, is it that important to you that it brings tears to your eyes? Because if it doesn't, that's not your purpose. That's not your why. Not at all. So you need to make sure that purpose, your purpose, is set before you can set the path. The path in network marketing, that's where duplication comes into play. You can just follow the path that is already been set by someone. It can be anyone. Pick your leader that you want to follow. I remember at one of my GoPro events, for anyone who doesn't know GoPro, it's an incredible event that you should look into. They said, in network marketing, choose the company, the project you're willing to have your challenges with, because there's no company out there, no project out there that's ever launched that hasn't had challenges. So he said, when you're choosing a project, choose a project you're willing to have challenges with, because your purpose is too big to be affected by the challenges. Your belief is too high to be affected by the challenges. So is your purpose strong enough? Is your belief high enough? Because if it is, then the path becomes easy. You pick the leader you want to follow. You pick the leader you want to duplicate. You pick the leader who has or has had the results you want to have. And you do exactly what they're doing. I do the same. I've picked my leaders in the world over the last few years that I've been duplicating and duplicating and duplicating and duplicating what they've done or what they do right now. Some of them are in different companies. Doesn't matter. You pick the leader who has the results you want to have, and you pick the leader who does the work where you want to do, and you duplicate exactly that. So how to launch your business? Let's talk about how to launch your business. I'm going to go for a step-by-step about launching your business. You know, I don't know if my diary is here, because if it is, I would love to, oh, no, it's downstairs. I would have loved to show you. One thing I want to share with you, as a leader, as a coach, as a mentor, one promise I make to you. One, I will never tell you to do something unless it's something I do myself. Now, whether you do that, whether you duplicate that or not, that is your choice to make. Because you don't have to choose me as your leader to duplicate. You don't have to choose me as your leader to follow. You can choose anyone. But whoever you do, I know they will be of the same level of leadership where they will never tell you to do something that they don't do themselves. Leaders don't do that. Leaders lead by example, because in this industry, people do what you do, not what you tell them to do. We're no one's bosses here. Your people will do what you do, not what you tell them to do. So if I told you, you need to start presenting the business, and I didn't present myself, you will never present. So pen and paper ready, how to launch your business. We've got still time. 48 hours is more than enough. You can launch your business. You can change the face of your business. You can 4x, 10x, 20x your business in the next 48 hours. I'm saying 48 hours because at the moment, the information we have, the project we're talking about here is launching in 48 hours. Step 1, make a list of the people you want to expose this business to. Make a list of the people you want to show this business to. Now, we know everyone has different purpose and different belief level. I want to share my belief level. So if you decide to duplicate that, you can do that. If someone is in my phone book, they go on my list. If I even come close to saying, no, that person won't be interested, I will delete that person from my phone book. Because if I found what I believe is a potential way of making extra money, and there's someone I cannot share it with, well, then they shouldn't be in my phone book. I would make a list of every single person, and I will never judge and decide for someone else. And I'll share a story with you. In one of the company I was with, where we done extremely well, where I really made my name for the first time, I remember I went to see them and I pitched them the business on a specific low-level entry. I didn't even talk about the rest of the options because, and I'm not proud of it because I learned from those mistakes. I did that because I assessed them on the job that they were doing, the job title that they had. And I'm not going to say what it was. I just assume that already would be the maximum they can afford. I was ready to say, if you cannot, go to the next one lower down. And they went for that pack. That's it. A few weeks later, they turned up at an event. They watched a full presentation where the presenter explained all the different level of entries. And I still remember their face and their question when they pulled me to the side at the end of the presentation. It wasn't a great feeling, right? Because I realized I had judged them. Never judge anyone. Even if you say they're broke, that's okay. You put them on the list because that could be their reason to become part of the project because they don't want to be broke anymore. That's if your assumption was right in the first place. So I remember her pulling me to the side and saying, Abby, how come you never told me that there's these higher level packs? Is it because of the job I do? You just assume I can't afford it? And instantly it hit me. It hit me and I had to be honest. And I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to be very upfront with you. I do apologize. Yes, it was that reason because I didn't want you to feel, and it was true. I didn't want them to feel that to really benefit, you had to go for the higher levels. And I said, I didn't mean it in a bad way, but technically I did judge. I should have left that option to them. And eventually they went for a pack which was 17 times higher than the one that I proposed to them. 17 times higher. So when making your list of people, put absolutely everyone you can on the list. That is the first step. If you do not have a list of people you're working with, well, your path is already wrong because you're not working with a system. You have to work with a system. Leaders work with a system. Successful people work by their calendar. They work by a system. So once you have your list, what do? You invite people. You invite people to come and see presentation. Now, some people say, hey, I've invited 3 people. Free people? How can you invite free people on a call like this? You have a purpose of achieving something you've never achieved before. You're inviting free people? To achieve something you've never achieved before, you're going to have to be prepared and willing to do what you've never done before. Let me say this again. To achieve what you've never achieved before, you're going to have to be prepared and willing to do things you've never done before. You see, inviting is an art that everyone possesses already. But the numbers is what do and lead to the results. Here's something. If you call 20 people, you may get hold of 10. 5 will say they will attend, 2 will attend. Has it ever occurred to you? You said, oh, I've invited 3 people. You're expecting 3 people. No one turned up, or 1 person turned up, because the numbers don't add up. You cannot invite 3 people. Invite 300 people, 30 people, 130 people, 103 people. Don't invite 3 people. So inviting is, in a business like this, what we're talking is so simple. Here's my invite process. Some of you know I've shared it with on some calls. Let's say I'm gonna pick a name from let's go 163 people on call. Wow, that's amazing. I pick here, we've got some name that I can't pronounce. We've got Leslie. I pick Leslie, right? Let's say Leslie is someone I know. If someone is in my phone book, that means I know them, or I've actually spoken to them at least once. I don't save people's number in my phone just for the sake of it. So if I phone Leslie, I'm going to Leslie. I will have the usual normal conversation I ever have with Leslie. And then the next step is, now I want to talk business. The question is, how important is your business to you? You need to reflect that. Your energy will reflect that, but you need to reflect that. So me, here's what I do. I'm talking to Leslie. Hey, Leslie, how's the family? How's New Year's been? And so on. Okay, how's lockdown? And then I'm like, Leslie, let me ask you this. I wanted to talk to you about something serious. Are you totally free at the moment? Why? I'm making Leslie understand that something that I'm about to talk to him is ultimately important for me, because that will transfer onto him. Because if Leslie says to me, well, yeah, I can talk, I'm cooking at the same time. I can talk, I'm holding my baby. You know what I would say? I said, no, Leslie, I can't talk to you when you're distracted. This is something extremely important. Let me know when I can grab 2 minutes of your time where you're completely free and I can have your full attention. Now, let me ask you this. Imagine your friend calling you, your cousin calling you, your brother calling you and saying that to you, saying, no, I can't talk to you if you're cooking. I can't talk to you if you're in front of the TV. I can't talk to you if you're holding the baby. It's something important. Would you be taken aback or not? Would you realize that, hey, there's something important to talk about? So without realizing, you're already edifying your business. You're already explaining how important this business is for you, which will automatically give it a serious attention. And then once they say to me, they are fully free, they are fully attentive to my conversation, I ask them permission. Leslie, let me ask you this first. If I found a way to potentially make some extra income on the side, would you be interested to know how? That's asking permission. And I'll be honest with you, till today, no one has said no to me to that question. They may have said no to the business. That they have every right to. That is their decision to make. My decision, my part, is to ask them permission and to invite them. So Leslie said, yes, of course I'd like to know. I said, Leslie, can you clear your schedule either tonight 7 p.m. UK time or tomorrow 11 a.m. UK time to join me on a Zoom call? I don't say to go on a Zoom call, to join me, because people like to feel a sense of belonging. People will do what you do. If you're not going to be on the call, why should they be on the call? even if you've already seen the business. So at that point, two things can happen. In fact, three things. One, they say yes. Two, they ask you for more information. Or three, they're like, well, I don't know, I've got certain things. Now, here's the thing. If someone says to me they can't, they've got other commitments, this is what I say. Leslie, let me ask you this. Were you serious when you said you would like to know if I found a way to make some additional money? Is what you have on at the moment more important than that? Or can you reschedule that and be on the call? He may have something more important. I want him to decide. And if he asks me for more information, I say, look, Leslie, to be honest, I would rather you hear it directly from the source, just like I did, so that we'll be on the call together and then we can catch up after and have a discussion. I don't want to give you part of the information, so I would rather you come on the call and get the full information directly from the source. And once they confirm, yes, they'll be on the call. Here's the thing, Leslie, we have limited numbers that we are allowed on the call. That's true. Every Zoom has a link. No lying. I'm always going to tell the truth. Can you make sure if anything changes, you let me know so that I can replace you with someone else? Guess what? No one likes to be replaced. No one likes to be told they'll be replaced. That increases their chance of turning up on the call because your responsibility is inviting them. And if you don't believe you can do it, trust me, you can do it. Have you ever invited someone for a birthday party, for a get together? Even more so, have you ever tried inviting someone and they said, oh, they can't make it, but you managed to convince them? By saying, no, you can't miss my daughter's birthday. You can't miss our get together, our, girls' night out, boys' night out, whatever it may be. You're good at that. So that is step 2, inviting. But the invitation has to be done, again, systematically. I've just shared with you how I invite. You can choose to duplicate that, or you can choose not to duplicate that. That's your choice. I'm sharing with you what I do that works for me. Okay? Step 3 is showing the business, presenting the business. Right now, we have many leaders in different languages who's taken ownership, who's doing the presentation. In English, there's myself and a few other leaders. In French, we've got multiple people, including myself. We've got Hindi presentation that I do and some other people do. We've got German presentations happening, Italian, Spanish, Arabic, in Sinhalese, if I've said it well, in Sri Lanka, and there's many others. That means you don't even have to present, because there's many of you, I know you say, I'm not good in front of the camera. I don't like to present. I don't feel comfortable yet. That's okay. That's okay, because we've created a system, we've created a platform where you just invite and you let people come on the call. That's it. That's step 3. Well, what is step 4? Step 4 is doing a follow-up. Some of you, you invite someone to a call, they watch the presentation, they love it, they're excited about it, but you never call them back. You're expecting them to call you. You're the one who has a purpose set. You're the one who took the effort, the time to make the list, to invite. You know they've seen the presentation, and you don't follow up. You don't call them back. You have to call them back. The money is in the follow-up. The results is dependable on the follow-up. Don't expect people to call you back to say, hey, Leslie, wow, that was amazing, man. How do I join? No one does that. No one does that. Why do you think 99% of people never bought Bitcoin the first time they saw it, or never bought enough? Because whenever it involves letting go of your money, even when you see an incredible business opportunity, you need a push. You would never go to someone to go and spend your money. Someone will need to come to them. That's the expectations. Follow-up is very simple. After the call, hey, Leslie, so let me ask you this. You did go on the call, right? What if Leslie say, no, I couldn't get on the call? How would you know? Well, you have to do the follow-up. So step 4, the follow-up is very important. So if I call Leslie and Leslie now say to me, no, I couldn't get on. Here comes the edification of my business again. I need to remind Leslie how important this business is to me. Oh, Leslie, why? Is everything okay? Because, I explained to you how important this was and you didn't let me know I could have replaced you. Is everything okay? Because it must be something serious for you to miss this call. I've just reminded Leslie how important this business is. Now, if Leslie says, yeah, I'm really sorry, I had to do this or that, I'm like, Leslie, once again, let me ask you this. I want to make sure, are you serious about wanting to know about this way I found to make some money on the side? Leslie go, yes. I go, if you're really serious, if I manage to get you a copy of the recording, can you watch this recording straight away now and we talk in 1 hour? I'm not waiting for tomorrow's call or next week's call or when Leslie is free. My business, my purpose is more important than anything else and anyone else. I'm not asking Leslie, oh, can you come on the call tomorrow then? I'm not even giving him that option. I'm saying to Leslie, if you're serious, can you clear 45 minutes of your schedule right now if I get you a copy of the recording? And if he says yes, I send him the link to the recording and I do a follow-up again in 45 minutes, in 1 hour. The money is in the follow-up. So when I do the follow-up now, I'm like, okay, Leslie. I don't ask Leslie, so are you interested? What do you think? No. I said to Leslie, hey, Leslie, so you watched the recording or you won the call. Leslie, let me ask you this. What did you like best about what you saw today? What did you like best about what you just saw today? Guess why? Some people will be more excited about the trading potential rewards. Funny enough, some people will be even more excited about the Endotech stock. Whilst other people will look at this saying, wow, I can build a team and make X amount of income. That's what excites them. For some people, it's the fact that it's decentralized. It's not controlled by any bodies, any government, any nothing. For others, it's a combination of some of those. For some people, it's being part of a project on day one. You don't know what would catch their attention the most. So my question to them is finding out, what did they like best? Guess what? If someone says, oh, you know what? I love the trading aspect being done by an 8-year-old company that has transparent results. That's something I can go for. If someone says that to me, I don't start saying to them, man, Leslie, if you recruit people, you get. He just told you what he liked most was the trading aspect. So brilliant. Talk about the trading with him. Relate to the trading. If you know someone else that decided to join because of the trading, use that as a story. Hey, you know what? Funny you say that. So many people say that. In fact, I have John here who said exactly the same thing, and he decided to go and start at tier 6. Which tier are you looking to get started at? That's it. That's it. Guess what? If I ask him, what did you like best about the business? And he said, man, I like those matrix commission. Now, I'm not talking about the trading. I'm not talking about Endotech. I'm talking about the matrix commission. Yeah, you know what? Many people, the networkers, this is what attracted them. The fact that you can benefit up to 4% of everyone who falls into your organization including overspill, that's incredible. So which tier are you looking to start at? It always leads to the same way. It always leads to the same way. Now, some people may have questions. We're going to do some Q&A sessions, and we're also going to teach you in one of the future training sessions how to handle objections, because that is very important. Objection handling is an incredible part. It's an incredible part of how you can have a better closing rate. It's very, very important, but we won't go into this on this call. It will get too long, right? But that is your step 5. The follow-up I've just done has led up to the closing. The question that I asked and asking them what tier they're looking to get started at is your close. That's step 5, closing. Closing is step 5. Objection handling is part of closing, and we will do that in the future. You know what? Let's go and take an example. Right? You guys know, I'm all about answering questions. I always want to make sure we answer questions, but it's also about leadership. If someone goes to me, you know what? I really like the whole business as a whole, but I had some questions. I will answer their question, but not straight away. I'm the leader. So I'm going to say to them, well, that's great. You have some questions, and we'll get to that in a minute. But first of all, I want to really make sure which part that caught your attention the most. And then I'll say, because most people had questions before they got started. Most people had questions before they got started, which is true. Who doesn't have questions when they see a new project? But the closing is very important. That's the 5 step, but there's one other step, which is the most important part. And that's where it's important that you are doing what you're trying to tell someone else to do. You are doing what you're trying to teach someone else to do. Duplication is your final step. Step 6 is duplication. What do I mean by duplication here? I mean, you've gone through a process of properly launching your business. Properly launching your business. Now, you need to make sure that each person that gets started in your business right now, if they just say they want to get started, that's good enough. You do the same process straight away. Straight away. Once they commit, they want to join, here's what I ask them. So let's say who were we using? I forgot, Leslie. Now my question, they committed or they've signed up. Leslie, let me ask you this. Do you want to make money fast or slow with this project? Now, I don't know about you. How many people you know will say slow? I think everyone says fast. Everyone wants to make money fast, right? They say fast. I say, if I show you, not teach you, if I show you exactly what I did to get off the block, to get off the mark really fast, to take off, to launch my business, are you willing to be coachable and duplicate those steps? If I can show you exactly what I've done to launch my business fast, are you willing to be coachable and duplicate those steps? They say yes. Guess what? This is what I do now. They have to make a list. They have to go through these 5 steps. But guess what? I said, can you get me a list of 50 people right now that you would like to invite so they can take a look at this project? All right. Yes. Great. Well, the next calls are this time. So let's call those people, give them the option. Anyone who says they're not available for either, get them a recording to watch. But you go launch the business now. See, people often wonder, how has people built teams of 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 people? There's some people who's built 100,000 people plus teams before. How do they do that? They didn't go and recruit 10,000 people. They duplicated the process of launching. And here's how the launch. If you join right now, the way I'm going, if someone joins my business now, in the next hour, I want them to have 20 to 30 people confirm coming on the next call. Guess why? Because those 20, 30 people, straight off the next call, we're going to see who's in. We're going to get them to do the same thing. Duplication, the power of duplication is equal to the power of multiplication. It's the power of compounding. It's the power of exponential growth. So if you're sitting there right now with just 2 people in your team, 5 people, 10 people, or 0 for that matter of fact, like I was in the first 4 months in this industry in 2016, remember, I changed the next 4 months completely. I went from 0 to having an incredibly large team. How? It's exactly with what I just shared with you. Exactly that. So the question is, and now I want to see in the chat, right? Let's make it a bit interactive. It's been me talking, right? How many of you, we've got 163 people on this call right now, which is incredible to see people being committed. I tell you why. In the industry of network marketing, duplication is one thing that works the most. Coachability is very important because some people are not coachable enough to be able to duplicate what they need to duplicate. Personal growth is one of the things that I take away, the most valuable thing that this industry has given me. Yes, it's given us great results, incredible lifestyle, incredible money, but the biggest thing I take from this industry, for me personally, is the personal development, the growth that it's had, because I've become a better person. I've become more knowledgeable. I mean, look, there's some people here who knows me 5 years ago. I couldn't speak in front of 20 people. I couldn't. And this industry helped me develop those skills. I was like many of you. I said I will never do a webinar. I will never talk in front of people. Ironically, here I am in front of you talking to 163 people. I've been on stage with 5,000 plus people. And that's not to say what I've achieved. It's just this industry has helped me break some barriers and grow. So here's the question we want to ask you, and I want to see this in the chat, right? How many of you are truly, really ready to set that purpose today and really walk that path, no matter what challenges? You see, the path will change sometimes, but the purpose never changes. So how many of you are really ready to set that path today and make sure no matter what you do, that path always leads to that same? So let me see in the chat, how many of you are really ready for this? I want to see, with 160 plus people here, how many people have actually taken value from this today? So go ahead in the chat below, let us know if that's going to be you. Because I share this with you, I guarantee you, the people who are writing right now, I see some people writing, I would say not enough yet, it was like 25 people out of 160. Those are the people that are about to have the most success. That is a guarantee I give you in writing. So let's see in the chat. Make sure you go into the chat below and you share with us. If you had no value from this call, no problem. Don't put anything in the chat. But if you had value from this call, you're ready to set off on that path, whatever the path may be, whatever the challenges may be, but the path that leads to your purpose, to your why. Go and put in the chat. Let's have a look. And I'm gonna throw some names. Omid, Sheila, George, Sarjun, Robert, Amar, Christina, Omphile, Akib, Nomsebo, Luke, Sarjun, Nader, Rev, Amer, Eileen, Roberto, Laura, Solomon, Nancy, Stefan, Michael, Andreas, Torima, Yulianto, Canny, Kassun. Okay, now you guys have outdone me. All right, now we've got like over 100 messages. That's incredible. Well, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to come here today and provide some value so we lay the foundation. It's not a structured training today because I wanted to just lay the foundations for you. Because once again, I'll finish on this. The path may change. The purpose should never change. We have some incredible things coming for you from, I'm sure the project itself, but from as a team, our team, from our leadership, we have some incredible things coming for you. So you need to stay tuned. You need to plug into the system and make sure your team are tuned and plugged into the system. Now, if you want the recording of this training, this will be posted later on today on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and you share it with your team so they can get access to this recording and any future videos and recording that we will be doing. That's where you will find them. So with that said, we want to thank every single one of you listening. Someone said, I want to talk with you in Hindi, please. I'm sure we'll get the opportunity, Jit Gurung, to talk in Hindi, but on my YouTube channel, there's a presentation in Hindi as well. I'm not perfect at Hindi, but I can manage. Part of growing is being out of your comfort zone, and I love doing that. So with that said, thank you very much. I can't believe we still have 160 people on the call. That's incredible. Let's go and make sure we set that purpose today. Whether you do anything else or not, today, we dedicate today to finding our why, deep why, and setting that purpose. So we thank you and we hope we brought value for you today. And we look forward to seeing you on some of the next calls. Thank you very much. Goodbye.